Sadie was about to leave the school building when suddenly she heard a voice behind her. Hey, Sadie, wait up! She turned around and saw it was Emily, her fiance. Oh, hey, Emily. Right, your last class was also now, isn't it? She said and looked her on her watch. Yeah, I thought you were about to wait for me. Sorry, it must have slipped my mind. It's okay though. You had your last class today also? Yeah, I did. So, are you heading home? Yeah, but can we stop at the grocery store? We do, in fact, need some things that we're getting low of. Yeah, why not? Sure, we can do that. Since they lived in an apartment not far from college, they dropped by it by the grocery store, and as they were just looking at some of the things they needed, they heard a voice behind them. Oh, hey, sis. I didn't know you were here. Emily Sadie turned around and saw Cody. Cody was Sadie's older brother. He was 26. Oh, hey. Hey, big bro. I didn't know you were here. I had a day off today, so why not then just do some shopping and head home? So, I assuming Stella's at work still? Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we did have our day off from time to time, and today was mine, so I thought, why not do the shopping so that she didn't have to do that herself right after work? Right. So, how has your school been going for you two? Oh, it's getting pretty good. You know. Yeah, unless that you're not thinking about the exams soon. Hey, they are important, said Cody with a big smile. Yeah, I mean, you're right, said Emily back. At least, though, at least college isn't that far from being over now. I mean, we are just about a couple of weeks left until we have finished college. Yeah, speaking of, um, do you two have any plans on what to do? Uh, actually, I don't know for at the moment, said Sadie. Well, I'm actually, have been thinking of, joining my dad's company. All right. Your dad owns this steel company here. That steel production company? Yeah, he does. Well, I mean, wouldn't be surprised if you wouldn't eventually take over the company one day, said Cody. Uh, yeah, I mean, he did encourage me to study management or and business while in college, so at least I get the hang of it. You know, unless how would I even run a company if I don't understand the basics how to even to run a company? You know, if he didn't tell me that. That's a good point. Uh, well, I don't know if I will join the same company since I don't really have the same major at college. Well, I mean, it's not too late. Uh, you know that there's only like a few weeks, and she had been studying those since the first year. Uh, it was a joke. I know that, Cody, but I will see what I'll do. So, by the way, since you two are having a weekend off, how would you two feel about okay and come over for, have a dinner with me and Stella? Sadie and Emily looked at each other and said, yeah, why not? I mean, we don't even have any plan for the weekend, so that would be fun. And it had been a while since we actually did that. Sure. So, how about Saturday, about 6 p.m.? My place? Sure. And you're cooking, right? Yeah, of course. Well, let's hope that Stella remembers to bring out the fire extinguisher. Hey, I only burned my food once. That was like when I'm back in high school. My point stands, still though, says Sadie with a smile. Anyways, I should probably head off home, so I will see you on Saturday then. Yep. Sadie and Emily were actually now in New York for college. Even Cody, Sadie's older brother, also actually went to college in New York. But he decided to stay there after he ran into Stella, that would eventually be his girlfriend. And even though both Stella, Sadie, and Emily and Cody are all from Oregon. But divorce was only one problem for her back home, is that Sadie's family, other from Cody, knew about her being engaged to Emily. Is that her family wasn't actually fully aware of that. They have met Emily several times when she was still in high school. Emily and Sadie had actually been dating since the first year of high school. They only got engaged about a year ago. And they were just having talks about getting married at some point that was only a few years after college. They just want to have a stable work so they can save up money for to have their dream wedding and all that. But what they had no idea what was going to happen later. Because that Saturday, just after they finished their dinner with their brother, with Sadie and Stella, that was a great dinner. Yeah, it is. I mean, I know my brother had improved a lot with his cooking. Oh yeah, you remember? I remember you told me that he burned his dinner back when I was in high school," said Stella with a smile. "Hey, I was just in high school, and sure I have improved, haven't I?" "Well, slightly," said Sadie. "Okay, you're not even welcome back here," he said with a grin. That's fine, as long as I survive the cooking." "That was not even funny at all," said Cody with a big grin back. "I'm just messing with you. I know." After they got home, Sadie went to the living room when suddenly her phone started ringing. Hello? Mom? It was actually Sadie's mom calling from home. "Oh, hey, sweetie. How have you been doing college?" "Oh, college has been doing great. You know, a lot of exams, tests, and all that. And not that enough partying, right? Mom, you know that I'm not a party type. I mean, unless you don't count of just only a few friends, but I spend a lot of time with Emily, Cody, and Stella. That's it, pretty much most of the time." "Yeah, that was okay. Um, so is there any particular reason you calling me?" asked Sadie. "Oh, well, you see, me and your dad actually are wondering if you were coming back home after you finish college. So you're not coming for to celebrate it here?" "Unfortunately, no, but we wish we could. I mean, we hope that you understand, though." "Yeah, I do. I do. Well, I mean, I'm not planning going back there for just a short time." "Oh, so you're staying in New York?" Uh, I haven't really thought much about it yet. I mean, I think about it, but I haven't really made my decision yet." "Right, alright then, I will see you after I finish college, though." Which is in like 2, 3 weeks from now, I think. "Yeah. Goodbye, Mom. Goodbye." "Oh, was that your mom?" asked Emily after she came out from the bathroom. Yeah. She just asked me if I wanted coming home for visit for after college is finished." "Oh, well, I mean, I'm actually going back home just to see some of my grandparents who still live there." "Ah, yeah." It turned out after that, when Emily and Sadie was still in high school, Emily's parents actually moved to New York. But they didn't want to have Emily to just suddenly drop out in the middle of the third year of high school to suddenly start a new one. Since her grandparents were still living in their hometown, they decided to let her live there and finish off high school. And later, if she wanted to go to college or something in New York, she will be open for that. So they did. And But yeah, after college was finished later on, a couple of weeks later, both was like, finally, now we can do anything we had to do. We don't have to be worrying about studies, exams, and all that, you know. Now we can go out partying all night. Well, I mean, as example, said Emily. Yeah, but only about a couple of days after the college was finished, Emily and Sadie took their plane and flew all the way back home. And while home, Emily went to see her grandparents, who was so happy that she had finished college. But Sadie, by the hand, had a different approach. Because that same evening, or the same day when she came home, her parents told her that they have some visitors for guests for dinner tonight. She was like, "Who?" It was only actually an old friend to her parents, an old college friend, and her son, Eddie. Eddie was someone that uh, Sadie had met a few times while growing up, so she was at least familiar who he is. But she had no idea what her plans were going to be changed. That evening, when they were actually over dinner, so, Sadie, how's your plans for the future been looking for? I heard you just finished college. Yeah, actually, I really haven't thought of much yet if I had to stay here or if I want to stay in New York. Oh, well, about that, we may have to change that for you. Okay, what do you mean? Well, since you're actually getting married with my son Eddie. Sadie was just took a step from my water and it's like, what? What? Are you serious? Wow, I thought you would be happy. Sadie was actually not. She wasn't actually a close friend to Eddie. He was more like an acquaintance, more like. And when she looked at her parents, they both nodded and smiled, said, "Is that great, honey? I mean, his family is wealthy, and this would be good for you." And she had no idea how to even react to that. But she were in fact already engaged, and she thought maybe it was time to tell them. But she couldn't bring out the words. And as far as that she knows, there was nothing that she had expected to happen. And sure enough, the dinner was over and they both had left. Sadie lay there in her bed in her old room, just staring up in the ceiling, baffled of the plans that her parents had told her for her supposed planned future. And she texted Emily, and she was stunned. But both decided to leave town the next day. So they did. And that evening, or at least that night, when her parents actually went to bed, Sadie packed up her backpack and her luggage, just in case, and she put them down in the downstairs in a hallway, or there's a closet in the hallway near the front door. And by next day, when around lunchtime, when her parents were just sitting in the living room, watching some TV and small talk, when they suddenly saw that Emily, the Sadie, was standing by the front door with the luggage and her backpack, and she said, and they like, "Oh, sweetie, where are you going?" "Oh, um, well." Then suddenly the door rang, and it was actually Emily on cue. She opened the door. "Oh, hello, Emily," she said, Sadie's mom with a smile. "It's nice to see you again." "Yeah." And Sadie actually walked up to Emily and gave her a big kiss, which shocked both her parents. Like, they had no idea. Uh, Sadie, what are you doing?" Her dad asked. "Oh, I'm actually, Mom, Dad, since you told me about Eddie, yeah, I'm afraid that's not happening. What do you mean? I'm actually already engaged with Emily. Both her parents just looked at each other and they were stunned. Of this just revealing a whole news to them. What do you mean? Me and Emily have been dating since the first year of high school, and we actually got engaged about a year ago. And this is the first time you ever even mentioned this. I mean, I wanted to tell you even yesterday, but I didn't want to embarrass you in front of your friend and Eddie. Even though I don't even like Eddie. Even though you may think he's a good guy, but he is he doesn't even really care about girls. Because even though we went to the same high school, he did play around with girls. Even when he had one girlfriend, he actually played around with different girls. And when she found out, she dumped him. But he was even mad about it because he said, there are always other girls I can be with. And that's the reason why, if I was even married with him, I wouldn't be surprised if he actually started cheating. There's no way he can even done that, her dad screamed. Well, it's done, so I'm leaving. If you leave, we would not even want to talk to you even more. That's fine by me. Bye, she said and just left. Both her parents screamed at her to come back, but she ignored. They hopped in Sadie's Emily's grandparents' car and they all took off to the airport. They flew back to New York. I'm not surprised of actually you were so brave enough. I mean, I wanted to tell them even during the dinner, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Maybe for the best you didn't. I mean, who else would have known if your parents would try to, try to block them out or block you from even leaving? You might call me a prisoner or something like that. Something like that. Yeah. And when they came back to the apartment, Sadie called up her brother Cody. Oh, hey, sis. Cody, have you heard from anything from mom and dad lately? Not really. Why? Well, get the hell on a lot of this, she said and explained everything. He listened, and afterwards, he flipped out. They did what? Are you kidding me, Sadie? Nope, that would happen. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm not surprised if they actually will reach out to me. But, it was probably a good thing you actually came back here. And, yeah, and I'm so proud of you actually stand up for yourself. Yeah. And Stella also said that the same thing because I told her. And believe me, we are both baffled about this. Yeah, pretty much. And after all this happened, her parents did try to reach out to her a few times, but she just first 2 times she tried to talk to them, but they didn't even listen. They told her both firmly to break off the engagement with Sadie with Emily and move back and marrying Eddie. Because they didn't care if Eddie was not the same person as before, but they assured her that he wouldn't cheat on her. But from what she understands from at least a mutual friend back home, who's still a friend to Eddie, he still did the same deeds as he was back in high school. Even though she told her parents about it, but they didn't believe her. So she blocked her numbers, and even they tried to call Cody for a few times, but eventually blocked the numbers as well. Because both Cody and Sadie had enough. Shortly afterwards, they actually had their wedding. Sadie and Emily just had decided just to have a small, close wedding, but only a few friends. In fact, Emily had even invited her old friend Simon, who was around the same age. And in fact, there was a mutual friend to both Sadie and Emily. And of course, Sadie Well, she started working for this IT company in town because she was a very skilled when it comes to like software and all that pro, that type of programming like that. And Emily did start working for her dad's company, would eventually became the CEO next few years. But before then, they actually even had two children together. Only like first, what they had a son, which they named Tommy, and about 2 years later, they have a daughter, which they named Sabrina. And they were actually having Simon as a donor for both of that. Even after all this, Sadie could not even believe that her parents had tried to set up for a marriage with someone she knew and who someone he even would even had hesitate to start cheating on her. And she literally had broke contact with both her parents ever since. The only ones back home that's a family is cousins, grandparents. That's it. She was just happy that she cut ties with her parents. She was just baffled what they tried to do. Because if she would have gone with their plans, she would not have found her true love. Having been married to someone who's been cheating constantly and didn't even care about her feelings, it's something that she doesn't want to have to in her life. She's happy that she met Emily back in high school. She's even happy to have this big support from her brother and from Sarah and of course a few other friends. Even Emily was happy all that too. And this is how Sadie and Emily found their true love, got a big family together. The end.